Hi, I'm Michael Strange with Strange Gunsmithing. One of the questions I get asked most when people look at our custom 1911s is how do you get that color on the metal when you're bluing it? Well, most of your manufacturers today will use a process called hot caustic bluing. And hot caustic bluing is a very fast process. The bluing process itself takes about 15 minutes, and then you've got other processes where the parts are boiled in clean water to remove the acids that were used in the bluing process. But we don't do that here. We do a process called slow rust bluing. With slow rust bluing, the whole process could take up to 240 hours in some cases. It's a process of applying a rusting solution to the metal, letting it sit for several hours. I mean, in the first round, you'll let it go for 4 hours before your first boiling and carding takes place. But at the end, towards the end, you could be waiting up to 24 hours sometimes before you're boiling those parts off and carding them. So we're going to be actually showing you the process that we go through when we do a slow rust blue. And I'm going to explain that to you as we proceed. I've got here actually a Winchester Model 94 that, as you can see here, I've already taken the stock and I have given it a true oil hand rubbed finish. It's a very pretty finish. The grain just glistens under there. Forend here, same type of thing. That hand rub finish has brought out the grain in there. You wouldn't have realized that before I started to sand the stain and stuff off of here, that that's what was underneath that stain. Today I'm getting ready to start the bluing process so that we can get this gun finished up and get it out on Gun Broker for some lucky individual to get. So when you first start your bluing process, the most important thing that you can do is prep the metal. Now the solution that I'm going to use, and I'm going to show you that in just a little bit, but the solution that I use recommends that you sand your metal to a 320 grit. Now this here, I've gone ahead and I've sanded that down to a 320. Sometimes I'll go to a 400 grit. Once I get it sanded to this point and I've got my metal prepped, I go a step further. I like to take it to my sandblaster, put it in there. I break out a 220 grit media and sandblast it with that. Now, that will give this metal a frosted look, a very kind of rough fill, but the slow rust blue is going to rust past that roughness, and I'm going to end up with a very smooth, rich, durable, and beautiful finish. I'm actually going to step over to the sandblaster. I'm going to get this metal blasted. I'm not going to bore you with watching that process. It gets very noisy once the air compressors kick on. You won't be able to hear anything anyway. But I'm going to step over, finish prepping my metal, and then I'm going to get back with you to show you how we apply the solution and where we go from here. Be back with you in a minute.